To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
So we have
Mataji.
to maintain the equanimity, even though we might be facing a lot of problem in our life. So that is what Lord Krishna is trying to say, that if you are going through Ashtanga Yoga process, there will be a lot of difficulties, lot of challenges that you might face in life. You have to bear it, tolerate it. So here, what is that person he is relishing at this stage, at Yoga Rudha stage, is already in advanced stage. So Lord Krishna is telling, Jitat Manaha, he has already won the mind, he has conquered his mind. Paramatma Samahita, Paramatma is already connected to Paramatma also, Super Soul. And he is Prashantasya, he is very, in a very tranquil mood, he is very calm, he is very satisfied, he is completely blissful at that moment. So now, whether it is Shitoshna, Dukkha, Sukha, Mana, Apamana, whether it is Shita means cold, Ushna means hot, Sukha means happiness, Dukkha means distress or sadness, Man means honor, Apman means dishonor, whatever comes his way, he doesn't care, it doesn't matter to him, it doesn't make any difference to him. He is at that stage, he is not wavered, whatever these situations might be. That is why Lord Krishna is telling that such a person is a Yoga Rudha stage. So Lord Krishna explained in 2.14 also, right? In chapter 2, we learned about how the, mind, it is experiencing whether cold, joy, sorrow, the contact between the senses and the sense objects, and it gives the mind the experience of hot, cold, joy, sorrow, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama paino nityaha tamsitikshasva bharata. In 2.4 chapter 2 we learned that same thing. Lord Krishna is kind of you can say he's telling about Ashtanga Yogi, that even though he is going through all this, it doesn't matter to him. If we do not control our mind, if we do not win our mind, if we do not subdue our mind, it will keep running. Where will it keep running? Behind these material objects, behind these sensual pleasures. And then, something will happen, somebody will say, and again, it will be very painful to us. So we are taking it out. That itself is pain. But the person who conquered the mind, he is able to see that, okay, sensual pleasures are just, it's just like Shitoshna Dukkha, winter will come, summer will come, it will come. If winter has come, summer has to come. So he knows that the working of this whole material world, bodily senses, everything. He is that advanced yogi. So he is able to rise above these dualities. We normal human beings, we cannot. The yogis can. They are above these dualities of joy, sorrow, heat, cold, everything. Somebody has to say something to us. All night you will be having sleepless night. Why did that person say this to me? So see, there are only two realms in which mind can dwell. Where? One is the realm of Maya and one is the realm of God. We have to decide which realm we want to follow. So if mind can rise above these sensual dualities of this world or whatever we are facing, good, bad, whatever, dishonor, honor, then the mind can easily get absorbed into the realm of God. Till then, however much you may try, it's not going to go that way. So we have to get disconnected from this. That is why Lord Krishna is saying that an advanced yogi's mind is situated in samadhi, in that deep meditation on God. So Lord is moving on in the same thing. He's continuously talking about these people and he's trying to lure us, trying to make us very greedy in wanting to know what are the symptoms of this person or a yogi who is in Yoga Rudha stage. So in coming verses also the same thing is happening. Let's see that. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Utastho Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityutyate Yogi Samaloštashma Kanchanaha. Yes, anybody wants to read? Yes, Swapnil Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same.
As the same. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So far, what did we see about the Yoga Rudha person? What are the symptoms we have seen? So here it is given. What else is given over here? He is Yukta Iti. He is very competent. He is very into self-realization. He is established in self-realization. And Uchyate Yogi. Uchyate Yogi means such a person is a great yogi. He is a mystic. He is a great yogi. Why? Because such a person is tript Atma. The Atma is tript, satisfied, content, fully satisfied. By what? Your Atma has to be satisfied, but with what? With knowledge, jnana and vijnana. So with knowledge and experiencing that knowledge, realization. We say, no, he has got that spiritual realization. That is vijnana. What you experience is vijnana. When we do chemistry experiments in the lab, we are experiencing whatever we have learned. We learn theory and then we do the practical. So the theory is jnana and the practical one is vijnana. So that is what first we learn about. Now we are all sitting, we are learning, right? Now you go and you experience. The moment you experience, that is vijnana. So he is satisfied by knowledge and by getting that realization. And such a person is utastha. Uta means what? Spiritually. And stha means situated. So he is spiritually situated. He is into that spirituality. He is into another realm. Why? Because he is Vijitendriya. With Vijit Indriya. He has won the Indriya. He has won the senses. That is why he is situated spiritually. Otherwise, it's not possible. If I'm not able to win over my senses, how will I be situated in spirituality, right? So you have to win over your senses. Then what will happen to you? You are self-controlled. So once you're self-controlled, then samaloshtashma kanchanaha. Then that yogi will be sama. Sama means will be seeing everything with equal vision. What will we see with equal vision? One, loshtra. Loshtra here means pebbles. Ashma. Ashma here means stone. And kanchana here means gold. We have so many girls' named, Kanchana. Kanchana means gold. So he will see whether it is you put gold in front of him, you put pebbles in front of him, you put stones in front of him. Doesn't matter to him. He can't make any difference. It doesn't matter to him. If you are taking away gold from him, he doesn't care about anything. So that is why this shloka is giving us more insight into such qualities of a yoga rudha person. Because jnana or the knowledge is the theoretical understanding. Where do we get that? We get it from our gurus. We are listening to some YouTube videos. We read Bhagavatam. We attend different classes. We are studying on our own swadhyay. We study our own scriptures. We are getting the knowledge. Now, vijnana, once we have got that knowledge, we know, okay, this person is tript atma. He is Vijitendriya. He is Kutustho. Oh, very good. Samaloshtashma Kanchana. He's seeing everything with equal vision. I need to practice that. You need to get that urge to practice. It's not reading, listening is not going to help us unless and until we put that knowledge into practice. So that awakening has to come. Awakening of that wisdom has to come from within. Everybody gets, that urge to get angry, or urge to be greedy, or urge, some people get very envious. So first thing is acceptance. Okay, I have these qualities. Next is to work on it, get away from it by doing chanting. All this will help us. It will, but the main point is purification. The purification comes with practicing. If you don't practice, then it will not happen. That is why everyday sadhana is important, because without practice, it's not going to happen. So that intellect of that yogi, it becomes completely illumined because he is practicing so much. It's illumined with jnana and vijnana. So that enlightened yogi, that is why he is able to see everything as same, because he knows this whole material world is God. Everything material energy belongs to God. All things are meant to be in his service. So what is there? What am I doing? So he's kutastha. His mind is, it's not fluctuating now anymore. It's not staying in this material world, right? It's away from these sense objects or sense gratification. So he is not seeking any pleasure, or not, neither is he avoiding, okay, mind you. It's not that he's avoiding anything. It's not Kalgu Vairagya. He is not avoiding anything, but then he is above, he is risen above, because he is Vijitendriya. He is won over his senses, he's conquered his senses. So Yukta, he is constant, engaged. Yukta means engaged. He is constant relation with the Supreme. He is thinking only about only one point focus. God, 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 Supreme, 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 Supreme. So Supreme Soul. He can't think of anybody else but Supreme Soul. Such person, he begins to taste. The moment you start doing that, you will taste that divine bliss. The moment you get that higher taste, these all small, small things, you know, these are all temporary. So he becomes satisfied. And then he starts seeing everything same, like whether it's pebbles or gold or stone. So a lot, you know, he will keep telling us about these symptoms more and more. So let's see about this. So here, see, whether it is pebbles or stones or gold, one who is established in self-realization, you will see all the same. So such saints, they are very tranquil, you know. They have got that equal mental vision. For them, it doesn't matter whether it is mitti or whether it is patthar or gold or what, doesn't matter. So equanimity of mind, that's the touchstone. If you want to get into that spiritual elevation as such, you know, it's very, very important for us. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see more symptoms. So Hrin Mitrarya Dasina Madhyastadvesha Bandhushu Sadhushvapi cha Papeshu Samabuddhir Vishishyate. Yes, anybody wants to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prasad. Maintain equanimity despite difficulties of the body, mind, and the intellect. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators, the envious friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Still now, the yoga rudha person, that yogi sees only the pebbles, the gold, and the stone with equal vision. Now, here we are seeing the symptoms of a person who is advanced, much advanced in meditation, Ashtanga yogi, and he has reached that stage, right? Yoga rudha stage. So let's see some more symptoms. What is he? What are the vishishyate? What is that vishishyate? Previously, Lord had said, right? Symptoms. He's satisfied, he's triptatma, he's got jnana, he's got vijnana, he's very much self-controlled, he has won over his mind, vijitendriya, right? So who is same as, he's seeing same, sukha, dukkha, whatever it might be, right? Shita, ushna, whatever it will be, he sees man, apman, everything he will see, he doesn't bother about all that, right? After describing all that, Lord is saying vishishyate, means what? Very vishesh. Very special. Why? Because basically it means he is far advanced. That is why Lord says this person's quality is vishishyate. Just imagine. Lord is loving it. Lord loves these qualities in us. So we must develop these qualities. That's the message what Lord is trying to. Why is he giving all these symptoms? Not for some just random reason. Reason is very particular. He wants us to develop these qualities so that we can go to him, right? What are these qualities? Like he's saying, there is such a far advanced. So Lord is talking about such. He says he's Sohrit. Sohrit means he considers a well-wisher, mitra, friend, or you can say Ari, the enemies, or Udasina means these neutral people are quarreling, but they remain neutral. They are just sitting like that. You will consider them, or like a third person, madhyastha, the one who comes in between, like a mediator. He will say, no, don't do this. Okay, I will explain to you. And he's a mediator. So madhyastha, dvesha. Dvesh means who? Somebody who is not jealous, somebody who's envious. Dvesha. Bandhu. Bandhu is relative. So Lord is telling whether it is a Suhrit, Suhrit, well-wisher, Mitra, the friend, whoever it is, like, I'm sorry. So whoever it might be, Madhyastha, Bandhushu, Sadhushu, even the sadhus and Papeshu, even the sinners, all towards all of them, what is his attitude? Sama. Sama buddhir vishishyate. That is why that is the vishesh thing. That is the speciality of this yoga rudha person. Because he is considering all of them. Sama buddhir. He is having the same equal approach, equal mind, equal. He is equal approach to all of them. That is why he is far, far advanced. So we saw in previous shloka, Sama Loshtashma Kanchana. So Sama is same, right? He's seeing equally everything, whether it is a pebble or a stone or a gold. But now we are talking about a very, very advanced person. What does this advanced person see? He's seeing not only the material things like pebble, stones, and golds with equal vision, but also different categories of people also with equal mind. Till now, it was only material things. Now, even the different categories of all people also, he will see the same vision, equal vision. See, it's the nature of human mind, right? We will respond differently. If it is my son, I will talk to in a way. If it is some outsider, I will be talking to in another way. If it's a junior person, I will be talking in a different way. If it's a boss, I will be talking. That's the nature of the human mind. We respond differently to friends. We will talk in a different way to enemies. But an elevated yogi, that nature is different. He has realized God. He's got self-realization, right? He's seeing all the whole creation. Wow, what a beautiful creation, Lord, you have done. And he is constantly in yukta with the Lord, connected to God. So he's able to see all the living beings with equal vision. At that highest level, the yogi is developing this vision because he says everyone is a form of God. Everybody has got that super soul in him. And Lord Krishna is saying that yogi who can maintain that equal vision towards all these people. So, Hrin Mitrari Udasina Madhyastha Dveshya Bandhushu Sadhush Vapicha Papeshu, all, whether even as the sinner, he is even more elevated than the yogi mentioned in the previous verse. Previous verse, only material thing, pebble, stone, gold. Here, even the people also. So he is much more advanced. So after telling all that, starting with the next verse, what Lord Krishna is going to do is, he will tell how to practice. We have to practice also, right? Symptoms have been told. So he is like this, he is like that, he does this, he does that. Okay, good. Now what to do? How to practice? To get that state, yoga rudha state, how to become that yogi. Like to put it simply, Lord is going to explain the process of Ashtanga Yoga. So let's see, we'll be moving from here next time to section 3. So see, he sees honest people, well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, neutral, mediators, envious friends, enemies, pious sinners, everybody equally. So we move on to the next stage, section 3, which is further stages in practice of yoga. Now Lord Krishna is describing the practice, how to practice Ashtanga Yoga. If we practice that, the result is Yoga Rudha, that's the top ladder, and the vision of Super Soul. That's where we see, in advanced stage, we will be able to see the Super Soul. So let's, that's called, Yoga Rudha is also called mental mastery. For that, all this Ashtanga Yoga, all these are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitah ekakiyata chittatma nirashira parigrahah. So, who wants to? Pratima Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he told the characteristics, right, in the previous verse, who has attained the state of yoga, who has equal vision, samabuddhir vishishyate. So yoga rudha stage, that one. So Lord is describing now the process. So what Lord is saying? Yogi. So he's a transcendentalist, already a transcendentalist. He's practicing Ashtanga Yoga already. So yogi, what does he do? Yunjita satata atmanam. Yunjita means he's engaged. Engaged in what? In the service of the Lord. Simple. How he is engaging himself? Satata atmanam. Always satata. Satata means continuously. Atmanam is, what is he doing? Kaya, his manasa, his atma, everything is engaging his mind, body, soul, everything. Where? In the service of the Lord. That is Yunjita, engaged. And then to do this, he needs to find a place. So, bhai, kahan baith ke focus kare? I have to sit somewhere, right? So, rahasi sthitaha, he has to stay in a place that is ekaki, secluded, alone. Where it has to be? He has to be alone over there. He shouldn't have anybody around him who can distract him. And then what to do over there? Ekaki, okay, alone I am there. Then do what? Yata chittatma. Yata means again, connection, right? Ekaki, you're done. Then you have to carefully control your chitta, your mind. And then connect it to whom? The Lord. And such a person should be nirashir. No asha. You shouldn't be hoping for anything. You shouldn't be getting attracted to anything. So you should be nirashir and aparigraha. Means you should not be having that possessiveness. Oh, it is mine. I should keep this also, that also. Then only I'll be comfortable. No conditions. No conditions whatsoever. So that yogi has to be yunjit. He has to engage himself. Satata, continuously, his atmanam and his chitta, he has to put his body, mind, senses. And rahasi sthita ekaki, he should be alone, secluded place. Yata chittatma, his chitta, he has to always be engaged and he should be completely nirashir and aparigraha. So no hoping for this material stuff and no possessiveness. So that's what Lord Krishna is trying to explain to us. He is talking about this preparation. You have to self-preparation that is required. So initially you can't just go and say, okay, I'm ready. No. So mastery in any field, you want to master anything, you need skills. You need daily practice. You can't just go and simply say, okay, I'm ready, God. No, it's not going to happen. So like, for example, in Olympics, there are swimming champions, right? Olympic swimming champion. You think that, he will just go once in a while. Oh, yeah, I will go and do some practice, come back. And it's not going to happen. He's not going to win any medal out of it, right? So he has to go to the local, wherever neighborhood, swimming pool, wherever he has to go. Like, every day he has to practice. It's not that, okay, one Saturday evening, Saturday is holiday, let me go. Sunday I will watch television, I will rest. No. Continuous practice. So one who practices for several hours every day, that person will achieve the mastery. Whatever is required, the skills required to win the Olympics. Same thing. Why are we chanting? Why are we reading Bhagavad Gita? To go to Lord's abode. People will say, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'm chanting 20 rounds, I'm chanting 64 rounds, still I'm not able to go to Lord's abode. Lord, why Lord is not calling me? Because the problem is with us. Lord wants us to come. But how are you doing chanting? Just let's go back and try to check. While we are doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare, Ram Ram Hare, how many times the mind is here and not gone anywhere else? So yata chittatma is there or not? No. Then how will Lord accept us? We have to master that. So to enter, we need to qualify. Even to enter, we need to qualify, right? Like for athletes, they have to qualify first to be a part of Olympics. For that, what do they have to do? Practice. They have to practice daily. In, day out, they have to practice. Not once in a while. Similarly, practice is essential for spiritual mastery also. Day in, day out. And then we will get the qualification to enter Lord's abode. We need to qualify. For qualification, we need that. So Lord is explaining this process, how to accomplish this mastery of spiritual mastery. And he's recommending, the daily practice of meditation. You can't say, okay, once in a while I'll do sadhana. No. So the prerequisite, what is the prerequisite to practice meditation? He is mentioning over here. Rahasi sthitaha, you have to remain in solitude. Ekaki, and that too alone, not with your friends and family. Why? Purpose is meditation. You have to be physically alone. Then only you will be. Even the swimmers, you think they're swimming around with their friends? No. Discipline. They will get early in the morning, they will be running, and then they will be swimming this many laps and whatever, or running or whatever the athlete is doing. That amount of self-control is there. Every day, daily life, day in, day out, all day long. What happens every day? We are surrounded with these worldly things, right? It's not easy. These material things, people are talking, conversations, people are gossiping, TV is going on. All this makes our mind, completely worldly. So to elevate the mind above all this towards God, what do we need? We completely have to dedicate every day. We need some time off from this daily thing. Like we are all sitting this 1 hour. I will not think about anything. I will not pick up any phone. I will not talk to anybody, but we will talk only and only about Bhagavad Gita and the Lord. That's how we have to dedicate some time, daily basis. We have to have that for secluded sadhana also. So here, third point that Lord is mentioning is Yata Chittatma, self-control. We should not become overly excited, underly depressed or anxious. We shouldn't be. We shouldn't get stressful. There should not be any restlessness. Oh, what to do? How to do? The heart. The main purpose is heart has to become clean. If it has to reflect God, right? The heart has to reflect God. Heart has to be clean. Otherwise, that mirror, cheto darpada marjanam, mirror is not clean. We cannot even see ourselves. So if the heart has to reflect God, it has to be clean. And it can only be done with the purity of heart. Nirashir. It has to be free from any desire. If we are having desires all the time, thinking about money, thinking about properties, it will disturb our sadhana. It will disturb our meditation. And it will take us away from that spirit of sadhana. So we must be free from all that, says Lord Krishna. We should be free from greed. We should be free away from this fear also. We should not expect anything from anybody. And just aparigraha, free from all that possessiveness. This is mine. That's the spiritual state that we have to get. That's the, all the time we are always thinking about the belonging thing. Then we cannot hear. Even if God is calling us, we cannot hear. Because we are so much engrossed in our possessiveness, we cannot hear God calling us also. If we are so restless, we are so self-centered with all these kama, krodha, moh, lobh, mad, matsarya, we don't have even, you have to be very calm. Then you will be able to hear God's voice. That practice has to be constant. No use of taking to meditation just irregularly. If you want to take in fits and starts, that's irregular. That's not good. Continuous practice effort is very, very necessary if we want to develop the higher form of consciousness in our life. See, we can take the analogy of milk and water also. That can help us to understand this point even deeper and better. Like if we pour milk into that water, do you think milk will retain its identity? If I pour milk into water, will the milk retain its identity? Yes or no?
No.
No. But if I keep milk separate from water and I change the milk to convert it into yogurt, and then yogurt I will churn and take out butter from that. And then butter becomes immiscible, right? It can challenge the water now. I am going to sit on your head and I will be floating. The butter can float over water, right? It can challenge water. Now you cannot do anything to me because I have become butter now. That milk can become butter and then butter can float on water. But if you mix milk in water, no, nothing. You cannot separate. Our mind is like milk and the world is like water. So when the mind gets into the contact of the world, mind gets affected by it and it becomes worldly. When the milk mixes with water, you cannot separate. Mind is becoming into that world thing, it becomes worldly. But if we have that environment of seclusion, we go and we have very little contact with this worldly things, with the objects of senses. That's why we need to be away from such people and such things. Then we can elevate. Then we can go above. Then we will be like butter floating on water, and we can challenge. Come on. Once that attachment for God is created, it is achieved, then we can challenge the world. Okay, I will live in this Maya and then remain untouched by them. That will be like butter over water. So that is why Lord is giving this instruction. Why is he telling us to be having a secluded place? Ekaki. That is why Lord has repeated many times in many verses. Even in 18th chapter, he has said, Vivikta Sevi Laghvashi. Live in a secluded place. Control your diet. That's what Lord keeps on telling us. Because if we eat too much, we will sleep. So Lord says, be in a secluded place, control your diet. That's how you can beautifully practice sadhana, by applying the instructions given by Lord Krishna. So we can do that in our daily life also, daily schedule. Keep some time. We can allocate some time for our own sadhana, where we are isolating ourselves in a room. No need to be with the family at that time. Free from all these worldly disturbances, whatever time suits you. Then we must shut ourselves from this world. Then do this sadhana. Why? Why do we need to do sadhana? To purify our mind. Then that we can solidify our focus upon God. That's when we can think, and we can then hear what God is saying. And if we can practice in this manner every day for hours, every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes to begin with, slowly will reap its benefit. How? Because we are getting away from these worldly activities. Then we will be able to elevate ourselves, our consciousness above, and then slowly with this daily sadhana, we'll practice this isolation from this world. Previous verses, Arjuna wanted to know, right? What are the ways and what are the means of achieving this inward equilibrium? I want inward sama equilibrium. Lord Krishna has explained there are the various methods of self-development, and how you can, there are different techniques for perfection, which can be attained by all of them. And Lord is telling us the method that, these people have to constantly practice. You have to focus your mind. That is called meditation. And why what's the purpose of this meditation? It is to raise our consciousness. Normally, ordinarily, we are waking up, doing our daily chores. It's like, it's totally down. We have to raise that level so that we can attain and be united with the Supreme. Because human mind is such that it is running outside only, never inward. So that's what we have to try. And then Lord is going to tell how to do that. Now he will tell and how to press it and practice it. Shuchau deshe pratishtapya sthiramasanamaatmanah natyu chitram nati nicham chailajina kushottaram tatraikagram manah kritva yatachittendriya kriyah upavishyasane yunjat yogamatma vishuddhaye. Yes, who would like to read this?
I can, if you like. Hare Krishna. To practice yoga. Should I continue? Should I? Hello?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji, please read.
Okay. To practice yoga, one should go to secluded place and should lay kusa grass on the ground and then cover it with a deerskin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. What is Lord Krishna explaining in this verse? The external practice. He's not talking about internal practice for sadhana. In externally, how you should behave. How is the process? So the entire process is given as to what the process should be. So the first step is given over here. What is that? To practice what is it that one has to do? Previous shloka we have understood, right? He has to go to a secluded place, ekaki, and he has to, yogi yunjit satat atma, then rahasi sthita ekaki. We have understood that yata chitta nirashir aparigraha. We have to, once he is alone, what is he supposed to do is stated in that shloka. Now he's alone now. Next what? Now I am alone. Next what I should do, Lord? So Lord says, Shuchau deshe. So first thing he has to see is and find himself a clean place. Shuchau means clean. He has to find himself clean place, sanctified place, you must say. And then pratishtapya. Sthira atmana, asana atmana. Sthira asana atmana. Means what he has to do? He has to set up his own asana. He has to put his seat. He has to bring his seat. He has to place his own seat. He has to prepare his own seat. So how should that asana or his seat be? That also is described by the Lord. Just imagine how much detailed Lord has given us. Now, he has very clearly said, Na tyu chritam. Na tyu chritam. So he has said it should, that seat should not be low, high, and it should be chaila jina kushottaram. Chaila, ajina, kusha, uttaram. So that asan, first of all, let's see how that asan should be made. First, he should do, what he should do is, in reverse order, kusha, that grass. Kusha means grass. He has to first put grass, then cover it with ajina. Ajina means the deer skin or tiger skin or whatever skin, and then chaila on top of it, that soft cloth. So he has to put all that. Then he has to take care of na ati uchitra. That asan, it should not be too high. Uchit, no, not uchitra, means not too high. And then na ati nicham. It should not, na ati nicham. It should not be too low also. Then yogi should sit. Upavishya. He should sit on what? Asane. He should sit on asane and then do what? How? How should it? Sthiram. He is sitting on that asana. How he should sit? Sthiram means very firmly. Okay. So now he's ready. So he has got, he's alone. He has got clean place. And then he has prepared his asana also. And he's sitting very firmly also. So next, what should he do after sitting firmly? He should yunjit, then yogam. Yunjat yogam means what? He should practice yoga. Okay. For what? What should he do that yoga practice for? There has to be a reason, right, to practice yoga. So it should be Atma Vishuddhaye, for cleansing his heart, purifying his heart. And how can he purify the heart? What to do for that? Yata Chittendriya Kriya. Yata Chitta. He has to control the Chitta, the mind, and also the Indriya, the senses, and Kriya, his activities. He has to control all of that. And how to control all of that? Tatre kagram manah kritva. Tatra. Tatra means thereupon. What does he has to do? Ekagram. Eka means focus. Bring focus on the kritva, whatever he's doing. Complete point of attention. Focus on what? Manaha. So he needs to fix his mind on one point focus. So he has to sit quietly, firmly. He has prepared his asana. He is alone. He has prepared the asana with kusha grass. He has put the deer skin on it. He has put a soft cloth on it. Neither too high nor too low. And then he's firmly, and he has to fix his mind. Reading all this itself is so tiresome. Imagine we have to do this. Then what will be our state? Shucho Deshe. Pure, sanctified place. Initial stages, it is very, very important, Lord. According to Lord Krishna, he says, very, very important that external area also is very clean, because external environment impacts our mind. That is why wherever the God, we place the God and all, we clean it so well to create that atmosphere, to create the environment. That is why it's very important for our sadhakas like us that we need that Shucho Deshe, we need that sanctified place. That is why God is always kept in a very sanctified area. Later stages, when you're in yoga rudha stage or very high advanced stage, it doesn't matter, because you have achieved internal purity of mind, right? So you can even sit in a very dirty, unclean place and still you will be pure because you have attained that. Because we haven't attained, we need to have an atmosphere, environment which is very clean. We are neophytes. That is why clean surroundings will help us keep our mind also clean as well. So there are many reasons in those days, practical reasons. For example, the mat of kusha grass. Why? It was used to provide insulation, temperature insulation from the ground, right? Because there used to be a yoga mat. There are different yoga mats we have. In olden days, it used to be made of kusha grass, deer skin. Now, people might think, why deer skin? Why animal skin? Because in those days, if you are sitting in a secluded place, especially in the forest, there could be poisonous reptiles coming in. There can be snakes, scorpions, anything, right? So you are absorbed in meditation. How will you know what is coming? So this was also to protect from dampness. Everything can be damp. And if it is too damp, then you can get arthritis, you can get all kinds of pain. And then why a piece of cloth on top? Because see, that skin is having fur, right? It can have that itchy feeling you may get. For a long period of time, if you're doing meditation, you can get itchy feeling. So for that, the salt. It's just logical, it's simple. It's not a big deal, right? These are all non-essentials. What Lord has told, we don't need all that. We just need to understand, right? Why? Because we need an asana to avoid dampness. And if the asana is too high, for example, in those days, if you are complete in meditation, suppose if the asana is too full, there is a risk of falling down. If asana is too low, then there is a danger from insects and all that. So these are the instructions Lord has given, external seating arrangements, So modern times we think in a different way. Of course, the instructions are different, everything is different. So after telling, Lord Krishna is telling about after telling the how to sit, what to do, he's telling the posture, the body posture, what is best for concentrating the mind. We have to be, when you are doing sadhana, sometimes what happens, we are doing sadhana, slowly the posture goes down, we become very lazy. There is a tendency, right? If I am asked to do meditation, I may doze off to sleep also, right? We are gone to sleep. After some time, I'll wake up and say, where am I? Because, initially what happens, this material mind, it does not get as much bliss while meditating upon God. We don't get that higher taste of God. So the mind will be, it will not get so much bliss in meditation. It will get much more bliss if we are going out and eating somewhere or watching something or talking to something. Mind feels much more blissful in initial stages. So this creates the possibility that when we are doing meditation, the mind can become lazy. The mind can become relaxed. And when you're relaxed and you're focusing on God, see, you do not sit in an elevated place like tall stools and all that, right? So generally, when you are doing dhyana, the body gets very relaxed, and it's invariably what happens is sleep comes in. Sleep happens. There is a chance you may fall down. So if you are sitting on the top, you may fall down. That's why someone said, whenever you get sleep in dhyana, please go and sleep. Sleep comes because you need sleep. That's why sleep is coming, right? It's not right. You may need sleep, good. But what happens whenever you're sitting for dhyana, sleep is coming, that's not correct. So what we have to do anytime, the time comes, unless you do dhyana, you cannot sleep. That's what we have to keep telling ourselves. So when we are doing dhyana, we have to do dhyana. Sleep is coming, we have to stop that sleep in Ashtanga Yoga. So to stop sleep, what do? You breathe very heavily, breathe deeply. So there is no way you can sleep that time. Or you have to get up, or you have to sit, then get up, sit, get up. So, or you put your head in cold water. Something these yogis do that, so that they can concentrate and focus and not sleep on that. Then they do dhyana. So once, twice, thrice, they keep practicing, then they don't get sleep anymore. Because they know if I am getting sleep, I'll go and wash my face with the cold water. In Himalayas, everything is very cold, right? This is how they do it. These yogis practice. So you don't see people dozing off halfway through their. See what happens when we are eating. Do you see us dozing off halfway through the meal? No. Why? Because it's interesting, right? Because we relish that. But we see many people when we go for meditation, half of them are sleeping in meditation. Even while chanting the name of God's name, I've seen many people, they just doze off. So to avoid all that, Lord Krishna is giving this external instructions of how to sit erect. The posture is also very important. Now we can understand, right, how Ashtanga Yoga is not so practical for at least all the devotees. So let's see more shlokas on this. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayannachalam sthiraha samprekshya nasikagram swam dishashchanavalokayan prashantatma vigatabhihi brahmacharivate stitaha manas sanyamya macchittaha yukta asita matparaha. Okay, so who would like to try? Yes, Triveni Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. One should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna Mataji.
That's the meditation, highest tool to Dhyana Yoga. So what are the tips Lord Krishna is giving? So we are going through this process, this procedure to practice Ashtanga Yoga. This started from shloka number 10. So what did shloka number 10 tell us? It was telling us that we should go to a secluded place, right? Ekaki rahasi stitaha. Then 11th and 12th, what says? How that secluded place should be? It should be very neat. Shuchodeshe. It should not be dirty. So, and it should be very nice, and you should sit on the kusha grass, then you have to put the deer skin, and then you have to put the cloth over, soft cloth over it, and then it should not be very high, it should not be very low. You have to fix your mind and one point focus and meditate on what? You have to meditate to purify. Why we need to meditate? To purify our heart. So in this shloka, Lord Krishna is telling us how that person should sit. Samam kaya shiro grivam. Samam kaya means body, shiro means head, grivam means neck. So samam. So his body, his shira is his head, and his grivam, the neck, all should be sama. Samam means in a straight line, like this. The kaya, the body, the shiro, the head, and the grivam, the neck. So this should be in a straight line. And after this, what is he supposed to do? Dharayan achalam stiraha. Sampreksha nasikagram swam dishasthana valokaya. So he's sitting. So when he's sitting, he needs to make sure that dishasthana valokayam. Anavalokayam means he's not looking here, he is not looking there, he is not staring up and down to disha. Disha means in all directions. Avalokayam, he is not looking here and there in all the dishas. So what should he do? Achalam, sthiraha. Achalam. Chala means running around. Achala means just sitting like that, firmly, straight, unmoving, sthira, unmoving, without, firmly, he's sitting over there. And then he's still, okay, fine, good. Then what? Dharayan. He has to hold the focus. Dharayan. He has to do that. Dharayan means he has to start focusing now. And sampreksha. He has to look. He has to look somewhere, right? So he has to, first of all, he has to focus and he has to look. Sampreksha is to look somewhere. Where to look? Which point to look for? Agram nasika. Agram. Tip. Agram means in the front of what? Nasika. Nasika means nose. So then what will happen? Prashantatma. So how should he do all this? He must do it. The Atma should be prashant, calm, not agitated. So with unagitated mind, he should look at the tip of his nose. right? With subdued mind. Mind should not be running around. And vigata bhi. Bhi, he means his fear. He should be devoid of fear. He should be away from fear. So why? Why should be away from fear here? Because where is he sitting? Secluded place. It can be a forest. So he should not be completely thinking, oh my God, some wild animals are coming. Who is coming? Is somebody up there on the tree? Something is happening. He should not always be thinking, continuously thinking and be scared of these animals or whatever. All the time, sometimes he can be, because he's in a secluded place. So vigata bhihi, that also is added by Krishna. Otherwise, he won't be able to focus, right? If he's all the time scared, mind is running around, then nothing is going to happen. He will not be able to do anything. He won't achieve anything. That is why the Atma has to be prashant. And then he should be vigata bhihi also. So very, very important point, right? Then brahmachari vrate stitaha. He should practice celibacy. So he should not be indulging in sex. Anyway, he's alone. Where will you be engaging in sex? Anyway, you need two people. So he's anyway in a secluded place. So, but Lord Krishna is making sure that we understood that point also. And then what Lord Krishna is saying? Manas sanyamya machittaha. So mana, the body, the person should meditate. The mana, sanyamya, controlled. Mach achitta, achitta. Chitta means the heart. The chitta should be on where? Krishna. Mana, mind. Samyama, completely subdued. Yukta means engaged. It should be engaged. So the yogi should sit. Asit, he should sit. And mat paraha. Manas sanyamya machitto yukta asit mat paraha. So the yogi should sit. And mat paraha, he should make the Lord the ultimate goal. Paraha, that should be the ultimate. Mat paraha. So all this ultimate goal of life is God. So all this the person has to do on the asana. The asana that he is sitting, he has to do all this. He has to do samam kaya shiro grivam, all this. So in this verse, Lord Krishna is stating, eyes should be made to focus on the agram nasika, the tip of the nose. And then you have to prevent from that mind from wandering. So he should be completely prashant atma. As a variation, eyes can also be kept closed, but there is a danger, risk of sleeping. That is why the yogis say that you should not completely close your eyes, you should not completely open your eyes. It should be a little bit like, at a tangent. So these techniques help in blocking out worldly distractions. External seat, Lord has described, posture. So if they need not be appropriate, but meditation, it's journey within us. It's not external. When you're doing meditation, you're not going out. You have to go inward. So through meditation, what we can do, we can reach deep within and we start cleansing the mind. So polluted. It's lifetimes of pollution within us, lifetimes of rubbish within us. We think so bad about things. We must have done so many bad things in our past lives also. So much of dirt is still there. We have to clean that. So we have to hold the mind in concentration. Then we can work upon. There are many yogis who have done that, who have achieved that. So practice of meditation, it helps us to, better our personality, I must say. Because why personality becomes better? Because mind is getting purified, chitta is getting better, we are getting able to unite to super soul. The consciousness level is raising, it is awakening, inner awakening we say, right? So inner awakening is happening, and if inner awakening is happening, it expands our personality, our awareness, self-awareness. Now we come to know, if at least in my personal experience, with sadhana, what is happening is, whenever I'm doing something, I am aware at that moment. That awareness is coming. So the spirituality, spiritual benefits of meditation is always there. It has been described in next shloka also. There are some side benefits that it reigns. It controls this uncontrolled mind if you are doing meditation. That helps us a lot. Then it also helps us to have mental balance. We will not lose our our mind. We'll remain cool. We won't get the urge to get angry all the time. If we are doing meditation, it develops determination, because we are sitting, right, with lot of determination. You can do that. So it helps us with willpower. Then it also helps us to eliminate whatever bad samskaras we must have got, or bad habits, because we are disciplined. That discipline always gives us good qualities. It elevates us. We can cultivate good qualities. So Lord Krishna is stating over here that the object of meditation should be nothing but focus on God. That's what Lord Krishna is telling in this Ashtanga Yoga. This point, of this, to elevate the mind to higher realms, is only and only going to help us to purify our mind, and we are able to, unite with God. And this point has been reiterated by the Lord so many times in so many verses as such, all the time Lord is saying that meditation in this chapter especially. Of course, in the end, Arjuna will say, "Oh, chanchalami mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram." I cannot control my mind. How can I do? This is not possible for me. Of course, that is refuted. And then Lord Krishna is saying, okay, yes, I know. That is why do devotional service. Bhakti yoga is best, says Lord Krishna. Okay. Okay, so okay, so I will stop over here, and I will continue in the next class next week. Hope you are able to understand and grasp little bit. I'm trying to give as many meanings as possible so that you are able to follow as much as possible. So,